families going through graduations. It's just that time of year, and in many ways the dedication of a park is quite similar, because we're finished investing a lot of resources in growing this park, and now we're ready to turn it over to the community and have it do what it does best in making our lives better in the city of Burien. Today we'll be sharing our appreciation for the families, the volunteers, the staff, contractors, and donors that helped make this park possible. In a few minutes we'll be hearing from Burien Mayor Joan McGilton and Mary Ambaum Blvd, daughter of the namesake of our park, Jacob Ambaum Park. And Mary will be cutting the ribbon for the park. Celebrating the completion of this park, of course, is important, because Burien is critically short on parks, especially neighborhood parks like this one. Our goal is to provide a park like this within walking distance for every citizen of Burien. And in order to do that, we need to literally double the size of our park system. So we're well on our way to doing that. But to provide parks access to everyone, we need to add 9 new neighborhood parks totaling 42 acres. So we've got a ways to go, and we appreciate the investment that past councils and our current council have made in adding to our park system, and this is the latest piece. Jacob Ambaum Park is a wonderful addition to our park system because it completes a new park in a very underserved area of Burien, and it provides a variety in terms of some of the elements, amenities in this park that are different and unique. In this park, for instance, we have our first lighted basketball court, our first lighted playground and plaza, the first use of what you're standing on, pervious concrete, which is an environmentally friendly form of concrete. It's also got our first sandbox, which you see behind us here. And one other unusual element in this park behind me is these rather unusual little globes in the ground for kids to play on. And then finally, of course, the playground itself. And I think we all must say it's just simply fantastic. And let's give that playground a great round of applause. Once again, thank you for coming to the celebration. And now I'd like to turn things over to Mayor McGilton.
Thank you all. Thank you for those of you that are standing around enjoying the ceremony, but thank you to all the kids that are on the play equipment. We are so pleased. Every time I drive by here, even before the park was officially opened, it was just so rewarding to see every corner being occupied by kids doing something fun. So thank you. What we decided when we became a city in 1993 is we were going to do neighborhood parks. The hardest parks to put together are those in these high urban areas, but that's where the greatest need is. So this is our shining star example of a neighborhood that desperately needs a park. We got grants for over $1 million. We've got 2 King County Youth Sports Facilities grants for $100,000. And then the play equipment providers also donated some of their time and materials to make this wonderful playground. But the important part of this is the people. And I think starting with Scott Thomas, who probably has been on this project longer than any one of us. Thank you, Scott. Gary Long, who made this happen through some pretty litigious times. It was, do we have the money? Do we have the money? No, we don't have the money, but we need more money. Council, please listen to how important this park is to our community. So it was Gary Long and Larry Fetter that really pulled this together. Myron, who is always behind the scenes. Myron, all the time. delighted to have you here to cut the ribbon.
My name is Kevin Fitz, and I'm a good friend of Mary Ambaum Blvd, and I was asked to say a few things on her and her family's behalf. My name is Mary Ambaum Blvd. My parents, Jacob and Mary Ambaum, came west in 1901 from Ohio and eventually homesteaded across the street where St. Bernadette's now sits. My father lobbied hard to have a trolley come from Riverside through Highland Park and through White Center and eventually finishing at a turnabout at 21st and 152nd in Seahurst. I remember fondly growing up on our little farm and many adventures and friendships and stories of my father's pioneering generation. I wish to thank the City of Burien for this beautiful park for a most deserving community and for their naming recognition of my father, Jacob Ambaum. I would also like to thank Cindy Updegrove and the Highline Historical Society for all her efforts in bringing that history to the forefront. Thank you very much.
I thank you all. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. One more second here. Perfect, thank you. Take a little bit to get in, but in this particular spot, you remember what it was like before. So these neighbors right here, particularly, they were concerned about the fence. So we said, how about that? Yeah, that sounds good. You couldn't do that in most neighborhoods, really. It wouldn't be appropriate, but it sure makes sense right here.